Yo, ever since I made that post yesterday, explaining about the kid who committed suicide, I've noticed I have really strong feelings about suicide. But let me explain to you where I come from with those feelings, because I think it's a pretty interesting story if I may say so myself. I'm drinking coffee, it's fucking delicious. Dunkin' Donuts, oh my god. But anyways, so shy of my 20th birthday, about like 2 or 3 weeks, I was in a car accident in Ecuador. Let me tell you how this happened. I remember my mom specifically telling me not to go. Don't know why, but my mom is a bruja. If you don't know what that means, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I was in a car accident the same night I landed over there at around 4 in the morning. Me and 3 other people, two cousins and a friend of my cousin. Only one fatality in that car crash, which was my cousin Diego, who my son is named after. I spent a long time after that believing that it was my fault, because had I not been there, we would have never been on that road that night. We would have never got hit by that fucking semi truck that hit us. Nothing would have happened. A long time after that, I really fucking walked with that. The only thing that kind of numbed it a little bit is when I went to rehab, because my leg fucking broke in half. When I went to rehab and I started seeing other people who were in accidents, seeing how they came out, I started to believe a lot more in God than I've ever did in my life, and I still do, because once you come out of the shit, like, there's a video of me, it's picture perfect on YouTube. There's a video of how I looked after my accident. I had multiple old ladies, because, how do I say this? My family tree, especially my mom's side, there's a lot of witches in there. There's a lot, there was a lot of old ladies who were telling me, oh, I was blessed, I had a second chance at life and all this shit. That they once they heard about it, they all started praying for the best outcome that could have been. And like I said, when I went to rehab and I saw people missing fucking limbs, fucking losing their ability to walk, fucking just grotesque shit. Like, I was like, yo, I walked out like I walked in. I could fucking walk, run, whatever. I wasn't brain damaged. I didn't have to I wasn't a mute. That shit happens too. Crazy shit. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in a car accident. You lucky if you walk out that motherfucker. That's what numbed it a lot for me. But overall, I kind of felt like somewhat guilty. It took me a long time to get over that. Maybe until my son was born about 10 years later, I finally fully was like, you know what? This is what's got me over. But back to my point. When you go through something that traumatic in your life, the thought of taking your life is so far beyond the realm of reality. When you hear somebody who does something like that, you're like, how is that possible? Then again, I don't understand that person. I don't know what depression is. I really don't. I've never dealt with it. I'm sure it exists. But I never dealt with it. Somebody can't come to terms and accept something and understand something that they never dealt with. You can't do it. It's impossible. I could never understand feeling that down and that bad about myself, where I feel like the only way out is basically the unfucking known, which that's what death is. I can't do that. So that's my mind state when I hear people who give up and be like, fuck it, I'd rather not be here no more. That's crazy to me. Bonkers to me. But then again, I don't understand how people have sex changes either. I don't say nothing negative about it. I just don't like, my mind does. I can't understand it. We can't get on the same page and shit. Back to it. That's why I don't understand situations like that. I thank God. Just like I thank God when I came out of that accident and I wasn't paralyzed, I wasn't mentally disabled. I wasn't whatever missing my hands or my feet or my fingers or whatever. I thank God that I never had to go through something like that in my life. Even with all the traumatic shit I've been through, I never had to deal with something as dark as it seems, as depression seems like. Because depression seems like some dark shit. I do see YouTube videos, you know. I've fucking been on quarantine since like March. So I've been fucking looking at shit that I normally wouldn't have looked at. And it's crazy, you know, just seeing people describe what it feels like. That's crazy. I still don't understand it because I never went through it, but still, it's crazy. It's a crazy thing to think. It has nothing to do with money or how happy you were perceived to be. Man, listen, that part I could fuck with. With people seeing how you live or where you live or whatever, and just believing that you're just happy because you're stable or you're afloat. You're not like fucking eating Cheerios for dinner or some shit. Like, I understand that. Let me tell you something. I could be comfortable and say money was never an object at any point in my life. And I'm thankful for it. I can't come to a time and place where I was struggling for money. I was like, oh man, if I don't have the money, I can't eat, or I don't have no money for this. Like, I've never been in that situation. I've always, man, I hate to say it, because then people put money on such a pedestal. If you say that you were like basically kind of like a rich kid, people be like, they either hate or they don't understand or they think you're stupid. Because money's put on such a pedestal. But when, not to say I was to have access to millions and millions of dollars where I could buy a fucking jet plane, but dog, I lived in the suburbs my whole life. I never lived in the hood. Like, and actually I did, but it was like until I was 10 years old. But that doesn't even count. I barely remember it. I've always had access to money. I never had an empty fridge. If I wanted something, I could basically get it. My imagination was never that out of control. I was like, I want a helicopter. Like, no, not that shit. Like, I wanted new pairs of kicks, got them. New pairs of shoes, new pairs of clothes, got it. New pair of whatever, toys when I was a kid, got it. Like, I was never without. So, but like I said, talking about other people, they put money on such a pedestal that I remember when I was in high school in the suburbs, people would think it was like an insult to be from the suburbs. So people around me in the suburbs that I lived in would actually lie and say like, oh, I'm from here, which was like, they would say like a bad area, a bad city. That, why? Dog, you're not from there. You never, like, why would you lie about that? Why would you want somebody to think that you came from like a shitty ass place? Isn't it fucking great or fucking nice that we didn't? Nigga, we in the same high school, dog, and you live down the street. Like, whatever. But then, yeah, you know. So, but, alright, getting to that point. I've never, even with all that, access to, you know, I have a really comfortable life. I can't lie. I've always had a comfortable life. Even with that, I can't say that that brings me immense joy. Like, I don't look at my fucking 80-inch plasma TV, flat screen, whatever, on my living room wall and sit on my fucking $1,000 leather sofa and be like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Like, I don't think like that. Yeah, sure, we have it. Yeah, I bought it. Whatever. Like, it doesn't do anything for me as far as that. It's more of coming to terms with it in your head, that what makes you happy and going out and fucking doing it. That's what makes me happy. I set goals for myself and I fucking do them. Now, sometimes I do slip up, which, you know, making a goal stretch long term actually makes you happy longer when you think about it, because you're like going after something. You're like, you have a goal. You're working towards something. You're not just like in a fucking run and shit. You have no idea what you're doing with your life and going crazy. Never been that. So I've always been thankful that my goals are kind of like that. You know, I've like Got to think about what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it, how I'm gonna get there, what I gotta do to do it, blah da da, yada da. But once again, goals is what makes me happy. Dog, I live in the whitest neighborhood ever, dog. Whitest. I'm talking about, I live in, like, I don't even know another colored person that's in there besides me. And guess what these people do? When I speak to them, some motherfuckers draw in their house. Some motherfuckers knit, like, sew sweaters and shit. I'm not even talking about just old people. Some people fucking, I don't know, do like computer graphics. Don't even sell them, just do it just to exercise your mind. Idle hands are the devil's playground. I got that quote from the movie Idle Hands, but it makes so much sense. Idle means, you know, you're not doing anything. You just don't do shit. You're lazy. When you have nothing to do, you do stupid shit. This can apply to a ton of fucking things and a ton of people. For example, people who live in poor neighborhoods. So when you don't have a job, when you don't have anything to do or any goals, you start doing stupid shit because you have nothing to do. Back to idle hands or the devil's playground. People have to find a hobby, something they enjoy doing, and guess what? And do it. That's what will get you out of any run. You have to find your purpose. There's a lot of people who work 9 to 5s Monday through Friday, and they're miserable, and they're like, man, can't wait till Friday night, and they fucking do whatever the hell, drink, smoke out, whatever. But guess what? They haven't found what they want to do with their life yet. It could take forever. Let me tell you something. I used to really shit on people when I was younger, like 25, 30-year-old. I never really knew nobody older than like maybe mid-30s, but just shitting on people who just never did nothing with their lives. They just fucking did nothing. Just drink all weekend long or smoke all weekend long, try to find girls to fuck, and that's it. And those people were the loneliest people I ever met. The loneliest. Short, man, social gathering is good, man. Trust me. I'm not shitting on that, getting together. Yo, dog, I'll take it from me. I have no friends, 0.0. Did I make it that way? Yeah, sure. I mean, I do come in contact with people who I say what's up to, but it don't go no further than that because that's my choice. That's my choice. I don't like going no further than that because, to be honest, I don't have the time. Like, I don't have the time for somebody to call me or me to call them and be like, yo, you want to chill today? Like, that thought has never crossed my mind. I've never thought that about anybody. It's not even like, it's not even bad towards anybody. It's just, I never thought about that. And to me, to open up that fucking door for people to be like, let me call this dude and see what he's doing tonight. I don't even want to be accessible like that because, trust me, dog, whatever it is, I don't want to do it. I really don't. Like, I enjoy being home, or I enjoy doing my own thing. You know who's my crew now? My dog, which is in my back. You can probably see the little white in her, and my son, who's in his car seat right now with his phone. He got an S10 Plus. That's his phone. Mine's a Note 10. But anyways, this is my crew. I go out with them. You think I want to, like, somebody, like a fourth wheel or something? Like, no. Why? What are they gonna do? And who the hell are you? Like, that's just me, dog. I swear to God. Before that, it was me and my dog. Now it's me and my son and my dog. Most of the time, going out. Like, we just roll and do shit together and shit. And it could be hiking through the woods or fucking whatever it is. It's just doing it. I would say, and this video has turned into finding your purpose, which I was not trying to go there, because I believe some people are really born and they just don't know what to do with themselves, and they'll fucking probably never know. But one thing I will say about that is it could take forever, man. I remember reading, because I read up on people, I remember Wes Craven was a fucking teacher all throughout his 20s, like a school teacher. It wasn't until his mid-30s where he was like, you know what, I want to direct movies. Wes Craven, the master of horror, did not know what he wanted to do with his life until his mid-30s. Then he went to go do it, and guess what? He became the master of fucking horror. There's no cap or age limit. Another thing, Vin Diesel. I love Fast and Furious movies. This dude did not get a breaking star role until he was like 2 years away from 40 with the Fast and Furious shit. He had been doing movies before that and having like little fucking, how you call it? What the hell? Cameos or whatever in other movies that never really did nothing for him. They barely even mentioned him in the credits. You never know what you want to do with your life, man. You really don't. Like, but once you find it, once you know what you want to do, once you know your passion. Me, I thought I always knew my passion. My passion hasn't changed. Trust me, it hasn't changed. But I see different avenues where I enjoy doing something just as much as something else. And I'm thankful I found that. And I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of days of you just sitting around, just trying to be creative, just trying to find something, reading up on something, seeing if something sparks an idea. I remember Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO, founder, or whatever of Facebook. I remember he had an idea to pay students to stay home because, and this is a true story, you can look it up. He said, had he not had the time to sit around or bum around or whatever the hell you want to call it, he would have not came up with the idea to create Facebook because he would have been too busy working a job, doing this, too occupied with, oh my God, my phone bill is due, yada yada, all this crap. He would have been stuck doing that shit instead of being like, yo, maybe I should create a Facebook. You know, I don't know how, I'm not exactly sure how that happened for him, but that was his point. He wanted to pay students to stay home or whatever, live their life without worrying about money and whatnot. That is wow. I thought I was the only one that thought about that. Yo, you have to sit a long time with yourself to understand yourself. Most people don't even know who they are. They don't even know who they are to themselves. Word up. You could try something and be super surprised that you could do it because guess what? You never tried it. You never even had the idea to try it. You know why I know I suck at drawing? Because I tried to draw before. I suck at it. I sucked at it so bad I didn't even like what I was drawing. I was trying to draw, sure. I wasn't trying to draw people. I was trying to draw some shit in my imagination. This fella, I got a sketchbook, coloring, crayons, and sketch pad, or whatever the hell you call it, the pens and whatever. Tried to color. Guess what? It sucked. It was horrible. I was like, damn, this is garbage. From time to time, I sketch something now that I fucking think about or whatever, but I know it's garbage. Like, I don't see no talent in my drawing. But I wouldn't have known that had I not... Damn, I drank too much coffee. Had I not read about one of those, that famous painting, which I'm not even going to say the name of it because I don't know what the hell the name of it is. But there's this famous painting of like, it's like a bridge. It's all like colorful and shit. It looks like splats of color. But it's like a bridge of water and like little houses, huts and shit. It's one of the most famous paintings ever. If you Google famous paintings, it's probably the third or fourth that comes up in Google Images. But I read about that, and the artist who drew that, he fucking died a long time ago. Who would have? I don't even think he would have known that painting would become that famous. And it's so simple, but you see it everywhere. It just caught people's attention. So I was like, you know what? Let me see if I have it in me to draw. And guess what? I drew, and I still do it from time to time. Not because I like it. Sometimes I would just get an idea, and I was like, let me see if this comes out to fruition, to what I'm imagining. And it usually doesn't, but I try it anyway. But I know I suck at it. That's just me. I know. What else am I not good at that I tried? Shit. That's about it. Everything else I dibble and dabble in. I actually enjoy doing it, and I think I do a pretty fucking good job at it. But that's the one thing that I can honestly say, you know. But yo, what happened, Kate? Kaka? You're lucky. We're like 2 minutes away from the house, so hold it in. But yeah, people gotta give themselves that time to sit with themselves, to bring out what they're meant to be. this quarantine, people, for people who did quarantine, and I know I've read about people. I know there's this Facebook video talking. This father, and it's sad as hell because I have a son too. He's talking about how COVID-19 killed his son, but not in the way you think. His son stopped going to school just like I guess every other kid in the country, and he couldn't deal with it no more, and he killed himself, which is sad. I cannot, man. Ever since having a kid, I really shy away from saying dumb shit about somebody losing a kid because I can't even fathom that. So, but he did play COVID-19 because the school got shut down and this kid, I guess, couldn't take with the isolation of being home and he killed himself. At the end of the day, you got to come to terms with you can't have control over what your kid is. Your kids are born through you, not for you. I have no idea what my son's gonna be. Not at all. I don't know what type of person he's gonna be. I don't know if he's gonna be strong, is he gonna be weak, is he gonna be anything. No idea, so I can't talk shit. But I could see a lot of people who, like the routine because it was so nicely and simply mapped out for them. That maybe being home drove them crazy. They're like, what do I do now? Like, I have nothing to do. Oh my God. Like, you're stuck with yourself or whatever. It's crazy, man. It's crazy that we live in a time where people can't cope with being with themselves. If you don't love yourself, man, you gotta find a way to do it. Because you don't know what situation you're gonna be put in. Guess what? The one person you have to live with is yourself. I fucking love being me. Like, I really do. I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy being me. I enjoy the process. I enjoy the progress. I enjoy taking steps towards whatever I want to take steps towards. I enjoy it. I love it, man. I know, King, we're about to get home. I can't pull over right now. We're going to be home in a few minutes. But I enjoy the process, man. You gotta fucking fall in love with that. Guess what? During quarantine, I gained 10 pounds. What's my process now? Losing those 10 pounds. Simple. Now I have something to work towards. I've been lazy as hell during quarantine. That's why I gained the 10 pounds. But so far, I've lost a couple, but I still got to get to that number 10. That gives me another reason, another thing to add on to the pile of shit I need to do. Now I have something to do. Again, man, life is about taking it step by step, man. Why do you think old people are so calm? Because there ain't no reason to stress about anything, man. I know, King. We're gonna get home in 2 minutes. 1 second, okay? Can you hold it? Okay, thank you. But yeah, like I said, this video went everywhere. It went everywhere. I don't even know where I started off with this. Oh yeah, I started off with the suicide thing. But yeah, it went everywhere, but that's what it is.